So I used to struggle to get my SMMA clients a good ROI, and over the past 3 years, there are really three main things that I really found were, the key components in making sure that happens, but also happens consistently and reliably. But also at the level you want, those crazy 10, 11, 12, 15 times ROIs. If you don't already know me, I'm Evan Vance, I'm 23. I run a social media marketing agency for realtors. My best 30-day period to date has been $77,000 in revenue. I provide proof in the description. Not here to sell a course or anything like that right now, but yeah, so let's go. Now, the first thing here is setting proper expectations, because if you have clients coming in and, they're thinking that magic's going to happen, they're not going to do any work, and then they're going to make a bunch of money, then they're going to be disappointed, and then you're going to be disappointed. They're going to get pissed off. They're going to ask for refunds. You're going to get pissed off because they're pissed off. It becomes a mess really quick. And so what exactly do I mean by expectations in the first place? Well, when a client comes on board with you, you have some form of onboarding process. Maybe it's scrappy and it's just like, hey, I got your ads up, here you go, we're live. Maybe you have some type of launch call, maybe you send them documents, whatever it is. There's some type of process where they go from paying you to having the ads go live. If you're doing something related to ads, even if you're not doing ads, this is still relevant as long as you're doing some type of thing where you're generating leads or some type of service that provides an ROI. In this instance, I'm talking more about lead gen. So somewhere within that onboarding process, if you're not setting the expectations of what your job is, what their job is, what they're going to have to do to get the result, what their expected results are in the first place, and what needs to be done in order to get there, then they're going to have no idea what they're doing, period. And then if they don't have any idea what they're doing, they're not going to do the things that need to be done in order to get that ROI. And then they're not going to get the ROI. And then that's how this snowball, builds really, really fast. So you need to be making sure that people, have their expectations set properly. You want to make it clear that you need to do this in order to, achieve Y. But you also need to be very clear on what Y even is and what some of the precursors to Y are. And so what I mean when I say this is maybe Y is a real estate transaction. Well, in order to achieve a real estate transaction, a few things need to happen, right? A certain number of calls need to be made to each and every one of the leads. A certain, process needs to be followed when calling the leads, scripting, this kind of thing. And then on top of that, an appointment needs to be set. And then when an appointment is set, you need to have certain reminders set up so that these people show up to their appointment. You need to do other things to make sure that the show up rate's high enough. Then, Y percent or X percent of people should be showing up to these appointments that were set. X percent of all leads should end up being booked into appointments. Y percent of all leads booked into appointments should show up to these appointments. And then Z percentage of people who show up to these appointments should be signing, right? So then it becomes very clear, well, if you're not getting the deal, then something's going on within this previous process where either you're not booking enough people into appointments, not enough are showing up, or not enough are actually transacting and closing in the end. So that's what I mean when you say, you should be setting expectations in order to increase your clients' odds of success. Now, the second thing is not trusting your clients when they say that they know how to convert leads. Because I can't speak for every niche out there, but what I can say is that 99% of business owners, period, are not expert level. They're coming to you because they need help, and they don't just need help with the lead generation process. They also need help with the lead conversion process. And they'll say, oh no, I'm great when I meet people, whatever. Sure, but no, because with cold leads, it's a different story. Right? There's objection handling. It's tactical. It's very, it's sales, right? It's not just, oh, you meet this person, magic's going to happen. You want to make that very clear to people that certain things need to take place. And if you just trust them and take them for their word that they're good at converting leads without having concrete proof or evidence or, being able to really actually tell that they know what they're doing based on track record, then it's best to just not trust them when they say they're good at converting leads, because then if anything, you're being safe than sorry. Now, I'm not saying go be rude to people and offend them and tell them that they don't actually know how to convert leads. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you want to expect the worst but hope for the best and be prepared for the worst so that you can make sure that their odds of success are as high as possible. Because if you just leave it in their hands, it's like taking a sales call and just not handling any objections or really doing anything or finding out pain points or anything. And then, at the end of the call, you're just like, yeah, so here's what we do. Imagine your sales calls are 5 minutes. They hop on the call. You go, here's what I do. See you later. Like, you're not going to close anything. doing that, right? There will be a million reasons why people are not going to close on that call. So it's the same thing if you onboard a client and then just go, here you go, good luck, figure it out. And you don't set any expectations for one, but for two, you trust them when they say they're good at converting leads, as I've said 16,000 times at this point. Most people can't convert leads, and that's okay. They just need help. And so that allows you the opportunity to get them better results. And so that kind of leads into point number 3, which is you should be training your clients on how to convert leads successfully. And so this one can be a little bit difficult because, somebody might argue that you need to have done the thing in the past yourself in order to be able to teach somebody. But the good thing is that you can find a client, who does well on their own, and then ask them for their process to teach your other clients, whether that's through a course or something like that. You can pay somebody to do this, whatever it is, if it's through group coaching, tons of different ways that you can do it in the agency space. But then you have a proven process for converting leads and a way to do it so that you can provide this to all of your other clients, which again, the majority of them don't know how to convert these leads successfully in the first place. And then when anybody has any issues, it's very easy to diagnose what's going wrong. Somebody might say, oh, I'm not even getting any appointments. Like, okay, well, something's wrong between the lead coming in and the phone call or on the phone call. So then you look at, okay, how many leads are you calling? How many times are you calling the leads? When are you calling the leads? And on top of that, what are you saying when you get on the phone with these leads? What are you saying in response to their objections when they say this? Well, then it becomes very easy for you to zoom out and go, okay, well, it seems like this is the problem, right? Or maybe when it comes to getting appointments to show up, it could be the reminders, something like this. Or maybe they're taking a bunch of appointments, but they're not closing any of them. It's very easy at that point to identify what the issue is, and then it's great to be able to help them and say, hey, here's the solution for that. My client, Jim, he's great at doing this. He made a video on how to close the appointment. And you can go and watch that video top down with all the objection handlers and everything like that that's required so that you can close your appointments too, because you're getting a ton of them, but they're not closing, right? So it's very important that you train your clients and provide training resources to your clients on how to get this done, because otherwise you're just kind of hoping for the best, and that doesn't work for anybody.